time for It's the Truth, the program that makes you happy. And now we're ready for our first contestant. Over here, ma'am. Don't be frightened. That's right, over here. That's fine. I'll look right straight out the audience. Yes, ma'am, and your name, please?
I'm Mrs. Twiddle. Mrs. Horace P. Twiddle.
Well, now, Mrs. Twiddle, what is your problem?
I want a new Bendix.
Well, that's only natural. Every woman wants a Bendix. But tell me, why don't you have a Bendix?
Well, my husband, he just won't buy one.
Well, now, let's get Mr. Twiddle up here. Up here, Mr. Twiddle. Right over here. Welcome to It's the Truth, Mr. Twiddle. And now we're going to sit you down the truth chair. Right over here. Right over here, sir. Here's a nice chair for you, Mr. Twiddle. Right over here, sir. Isn't that comfortable? You'll have to watch your answers, because if you don't tell the truth, you're going to have to pay the penalty. And let me tell you right now, it's really going to be awful. You ready, Mr. Twiddle? All right, here's your first question. Why won't you buy your wife a new Bendix?
She's got a washer, and it still works.
It's the truth. But bring in that washing machine. Right in here. Is this the kind of a washer you have now, Mrs. Twiddle?
Yes, and I want a new Bendix.
Mr. Twiddle, why won't you buy your wife a new Bendix?
We haven't room for an automatic washer.
You're not telling the truth, Mr. Twiddle. Bring in that beautiful new Bendix Stylomatic washer. Right here.
Is that a Bendix?
Certainly. This is just a cover when it's not in use. This new Bendix is portable. It can be used anywhere, and it takes a space only 2 feet square. If you have room for any washer, you have room for a Bendix.
It's too expensive to install special plumbing for an automatic washer.
Mr. Twiddle, this new Bendix Stylomatic doesn't need special plumbing. You can use it anywhere, because you add the water. It does everything else automatically. Come now, Mr. Twiddle. Last chance. We want the truth. Why won't you buy your wife this beautiful new Bendix?
I can't afford it.
Mr. Twiddle, you didn't tell the truth, so you're going to have to pay the penalty.
But gee...
This new Bendix Stylomatic actually costs you less than many old-fashioned hard-work wringer washers, and just a few cents a day more than the others.
That's what I told him.
That's right, Mrs. Twiddle. With a Bendix, you save on water, on soap, and on clothes. But most important of all, a Bendix pays for itself in all the time and hard work it saves. Mr. Twiddle, you didn't tell the truth. So come on, let me show you what you're going to have to do. And let me have your coat while you're at it. We're going to make you do the wash, the hard work way, just like your wife and the millions of other unfortunate homemakers are doing it, in this hard work wringer washer. And you'd better be prepared for the worst. Well, how's it fit? Looks pretty well.
It's the first time he ever wore an apron.
Mrs. Twiddle, how would you like to do the same wash the work-free Bendix way? In that beautiful new Stylomatic.
I love it.
Isn't it nice to be able to do your wash in the kitchen or wherever you want to?
Certainly would be.
Okay, just wheel it right over to that sink and you're all set.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Twiddle, start filling that tub with plenty of hot water. Hardly mean, but he's got it coming to him, making his poor wife go through all of this every wash day. Come, Mr. Twiddle, start the agitator, add the soap, and put in the clothes. Now that you've filled the Bendix, Mrs. Twiddle, start the agitator, put in the soap. Well, that's where the comparison with the old way ends. Mr. Twiddle, as soon as you get the clothes in, you can start filling the set tubs for rinsing.
Rinsing?
Mrs. Twiddle, put that tablecloth into the machine now. See how that undertow action pulls the clothes right in? That's exclusive with Bendix, because only Bendix has the patented Wonder Tub and Magic Agitator. Put the rest of the clothes in now, the full 8-pound load. And see that honest-to-goodness undertow washing action really get clothes clean in a Bendix. Now, close the lid. Set the timer. And that's all. The suds are deep down in the water, getting the dirt out of the clothes, not floating around on top in a lazy water area. And now for the rinsing. That's it, Mr. Twiddle. Put those clothes through the wringer, one at a time, and watch out for buttons, zippers, and fingers. You're ready for the first rinse. Up and down, up and down. Try to get all the soap and dirt up. Well, this is more like it, huh, Mrs. Twiddle? Let the Bendix do the wash automatically, and a lot better. And after the clothes are thoroughly cleaned, the flexible Wonder Tub goes to work to perform another miracle. As the water is pumped out, dirty water and suds are vacuum extracted. Dirty suds float away. Dirt and sediment flush away. Dirty water never strains back through the clothes. Now the rinse. Instead of all that wringing and rinsing in messy set tubs, you merely refill the Bendix. Close the lid. Set the dial. And the clothes get a deep, agitated rinse that really finishes the job. Okay, Mr. Twiddle, back again through that wringer for the second rinse. Up and down, up and down, up and down. That's it. But tests show that hand rinsing never gets the clothes as clean as a Bendix. Now, back through that wringer again, a piece at a time, and then into the basket. Oh, be careful, Mr. Twiddle. That's no joke. Oh, and when you finally get through, here's a mop and a pail so you can clean up your mess. You see, in the Bendix, the clothes have all been rinsed automatically, vacuum dried automatically, and the Dial-O-Matic even shut itself off automatically.
Can't believe it. No wringer, no heavy lifting of wet clothes, and no cleaning up?
That's the truth, Mr. Twiddle, when you have a Bendix.
And you say this Bendix Dial-O-Matic doesn't cost any more than a good, hard-work wringer washer?
That's the truth again, Mr. Twiddle. You see, many wringer washers that make you do the hard work actually cost as much or even more than this new Bendix. Just think, for just a few cents a day, you can do away with all that wash day drudgery. And remember, with the Bendix, you actually save on water, soap, and clothes.
But how?
Very simple. Bendix patents and exclusive design. Only Bendix has the patented flexible wonder tub that resists abrasion and wash-day chemicals better than steel or aluminum. Plus, the hollow plastic agitator. They've eliminated the need and all the expense of complicated gadgets, gears, and ringers.
Well, then, if a Bendix costs no more than that, then you can't afford to be without a Bendix.
That's the truth, Mr. Twiddle. Honestly now, if your problem is old-fashioned wash-day drudgery, it's time you solved it by getting the new Bendix Dial-O-Matic washer. And that's the truth.